A wooden stick of length capital and radius capital and density rho has a small metal piece of mass small m of negligible volume attached to its one end. Find the minimum value of the mass m in terms of given parameters that would make the stick float vertically in equilibrium in a liquid of density rho, that is less than rho is density of the wooden stick is given. I think sigma, that is printing mistake is there. Density of the liquid is sigma. Density of the liquid is sigma. Okay. Right. Okay. Have you understood the problem? First, what we have to do? Are you understood? A wooden stick of length L, radius R, and density rho has a small metal piece of mass m attached to its one end. Find the minimum value of m in terms of given parameters that would make a stick float vertically in equilibrium. For the stick to be under equilibrium vertically, under equilibrium means under stable equilibrium. What is the condition for stable equilibrium of the body floating in a liquid? Tell me. For stable equilibrium, what is the condition? Already I said three conditions: stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, normal equilibrium, or neutral equilibrium. For stable equilibrium, whenever the body is floating in a liquid, what is the condition? Center of mass of the system must be lower side compared with center of buoyancy. For stable equilibrium, you see, problem number 4.4, example 4.4. For stable equilibrium, already I said, stable equilibrium, for stable equilibrium of floating body, center of mass of system lies below the center of buoyancy. Okay. For unstable equilibrium, center of mass is above center of buoyancy. For neutral equilibrium, center of mass coincides with center of buoyancy. Already I said these points. So here they asked for the stick to be under stable equilibrium vertically, what should be the minimum mass of the body fixed to the stick? That is the question they asked. For equilibrium means for stable equilibrium only. Otherwise, they will be mentioned clearly. Is the equilibrium is unstable or normal, neutral equilibrium? They mentioned clearly. If it is not mentioned, if it is equilibrium, is stable equilibrium only. So you have to consider the stable equilibrium. So whenever the stick is under stable equilibrium, you see here, it is the beaker. In the beaker, liquid is taken. Whenever the stick is in stable equilibrium, you see, stick is in stable equilibrium in vertical position. Adi chedwad. Definitely, center of mass of this stick midpoint దగ్గర ఉంటుందండి. ఈ పాయింట్ దగ్గర, ఇక్కడ మిడ్ పాయింట్ దగ్గర ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సపోజ్ లిక్విడ్ ఇక్కడ దాకా ఆ బాడీ ఇక్కడ దాకా సబ్మెర్జ్ అయింది అనుకోండి. వెనెవర్ ద స్టిక్ ఈస్ సబ్మెర్జ్డ్ అప్ టు దిస్ వన్, center of buoyancy is exactly at the midpoint of the length of the cylinder submerged in the liquid. Am I right? Suppose ఇక్కడ సిలిండర్ ఇక్కడ దాకా సబ్మెర్జ్ అయింది అనుకుందాం. ఓకే చూడండి, సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ద సిలిండర్ ఇస్ సబ్మెర్జ్డ్ అప్ టు దిస్, ఇక్కడ దాకా సిలిండర్ ఉంది అనుకుందాం. Suppose the cylinder is submerged up to this, like this. Here this is the length of the cylinder submerged. Length of the cylinder submerged ఇక్కడ h1 అనుకోండి. Exactly at the midpoint of the length of the cylinder submerged center of buoyancy lies. ఇక్కడ దీని యొక్క మిడ్ పాయింట్ అంటే ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? ఈ పొజిషన్ దగ్గరే ఉండేది. దీంట్లో మిడ్ పాయింట్ అంటే ఇదే కదా. సో ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ఇక్కడ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ బయాన్సీ ఉంటుంది. ఇది సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ బయాన్సీ. తర్వాత సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టిక్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ మిడ్ పాయింట్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది. ఇది లెంత్ కదా, టోటల్ లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ది సిలిండర్. మిడ్ పాయింట్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది. ఇది సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టిక్. అయితే whenever in order to have the center of mass of the system for stable equilibrium, center of mass of the system must be below the center of buoyancy. Center of buoyancy ఇక్కడ ఉంది, center of mass of stick ఇక్కడ ఉంది. So whenever, suppose if you fix the given particle at the top, the center of mass of the stick and particle lies above this point. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో ఉంటుంది. అంటే center of mass of the stick and particle lies above the center of buoyancy. That is case of the unstable equilibrium. But for stable equilibrium, center of mass of the system must lie below the center of buoyancy. Means when you attach the particle here, the size of the particle is negligible. When you attach the particle here, then the center of mass of this particle and stick may lie here. It is the center of mass of the system. So whenever it is like this, whenever the center of mass of the system is below the center of buoyancy, then the stable equilibrium is there for the stick. So for the stable equilibrium, the stick is like this with the particle at its bottom. Okay, in this case, what should be the minimum mass? What should be the minimum mass, they asked. Suppose the mass of the stick is say m1, mass of the stick is m1, mass of the particle attached is say m2. First of all, suppose where the particle is attached, that position of the particle is this end of the stick is say at origin. The end of the stick is say O. From this O, where the center of mass of the system of stick and particle lies. Where the center of mass of the system and where the center of mass of the stick and particle lies means at what distance this center of mass lies. This center of mass lies from the lower end. Adi YCM అనుకోండి, YCM. So what about YCM? YCM is equal to general formula is M1Y1. అంటే ఇది ఆరిజిన్ గా ట్రీట్ చేయండి. ఈ పార్టికల్ ఉన్న ప్లేస్ ని ఆరిజిన్ గా ట్రీట్ చేస్తే, అంటే you treat the lower end of the stick as the origin, then distance of the center of mass of the stick and particle from the origin, YCM is equal to M1Y1 plus M2Y2 by M1 plus M2. Now what is the M1? M1 means mass of the stick. Of course later we can substitute mass of the stick. Mass of the stick M1 into Y1. The center of mass of the Y1 means distance of center of mass of the stick from the bottom, means that is equal to half of the length of the stick only. No, suppose the total length of the stick is say L, then half of the length means L by 2 plus mass of the particle M2 into distance of the center of mass of the particle from the origin, that is 0 only, because size of the particle is 0. That's why center of mass of the particle is at the origin only. That's why 0 by total mass M1 plus M2. So therefore YCM is equal to M1 L by 2 of M1 plus M2. This is the YCM value. Okay, next, where the center of buoyancy lies? Where the center of buoyancy lies? From the bottom, suppose from the bottom center of buoyancy is at a distance say this one, that is say YB. Center of buoyancy is at a distance say YB. YB is equal to center of buoyancy is at a distance YB from the lower end. Then YB must be less than H1 by 2. No, sorry, YB is equal to H1 by 2. No, because H1 is the length of the stick submerged in the liquid. Center of buoyancy is exactly at a distance half of the length of the stick submerged in the cylinder. That's why here length of the stick submerged is equal to this one, that is equal to H1. Center of buoyancy lies exact at the midpoint of the length of the cylinder submerged, means here from this bottom end, because the center of mass of the system is measured from the bottom end or lower end. Center of buoyancy also is measured from the lower end only. That's why YB is equal to H1 by 2. YB is equal to H1 by 2. Definitely for stable equilibrium, what is the condition? For stable equilibrium, definitely center of buoyancy must be above the center of mass of the system. Center of buoyancy must be above the center of mass of the system ante definitely YB greater than YC ఉండాలి కదా, YCM ఉండాలి కదా, YB greater than YCM. Am I right? సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ ఇక్కడ ఈ స్టిక్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం లో ఉండాలంటే ఫర్ స్టేబుల్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది సిస్టమ్ లైస్ బిలో ద సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ బయాన్సీ. సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ బయాన్సీ పై నుండి సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ సిస్టమ్ కింద ఉండాలి. అంటే డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ బయాన్సీ మస్ట్ బి గ్రేటర్ దాన్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది సిస్టమ్. దట్స్ వై డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ బయాన్సీ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ లోయర్ end is say YB less than this YCM. Okay, now is how we can find YB and YCM. YCM means already formula is there. What about YB? How we can find that YB? Under equilibrium, how you can find YB? Okay, I will stop the screen share so that you can see properly. Okay, here you see, here whenever the stick is submerged in a liquid, the whatever the volume of the stick submerged in liquid, that amount of volume of the liquid is displaced. When you attach the mass to the stick at the lower end, lower end, then the weight of this particle attached and weight of the stick acts downwards direction and buoyancy acts upward direction. Whenever these are equal, then buoyant force is equal to weight of the stick plus weight of the particle under equilibrium. Okay, now for stable equilibrium, the condition for stable equilibrium is center of buoyancy must be above the center of mass of the system. Suppose center of buoyancy means it is the center of the liquid displaced by the stick. Center of the liquid displaced by the stick means that is exactly, suppose the length of the stick submerged in the liquid is say h1, okay, from the bottom, then the center of buoyancy is at a distance h1 by 2 from the bottom, that is equal to YB. YB is equal to h1 by 2. YB is equal to h1 by 2. So for stable equilibrium, this distance of the center of buoyancy from the lower end must be greater than distance of center mass of the system from the lower end. That means YB must be greater than, that means distance of center buoyancy must be greater than distance of center mass of the system. Okay, it is the condition for stable equilibrium. Now what about YB? How we can calculate? Whenever the stick is under equilibrium, as stick is under equilibrium, weight of the system must be balanced by buoyant force. Weight of the system means, you see, the weight of the stick m1z plus weight of the particle m2z, both acts vertically downwards direction and buoyant force acts in upward direction. Okay, under equilibrium these two are equal. That's why FB is equal to m1z plus m2 into z, m1z into m2 into z. Okay, buoyant force means area of cross section of the cylinder, capital A, say area of cross section of the cylinder is capital A, area of cross section into length of the stick submerged in the liquid is equal to, here you see actually volume of the liquid displaced we have to find. Suppose the length of the stick submerged in the liquid is equal to h1, then area of cross section to h1 gives volume of the stick submerged, that is equal to volume of the liquid displaced. Here the particle has negligible dimensions, particle కి ఎటువంటి వాల్యూమ్ లేదు. ఒకవేళ దీనికి కూడా వాల్యూమ్ ఉందని అనుకోండి, ఈ వాల్యూమ్ కూడా యాడ్ చేయాలి అక్కడ, కానీ పార్టికల్ యొక్క సైజ్ డైమెన్షన్స్ నెగ్లిజిబుల్ కాబట్టి the volume of the liquid displaced by the particle is 0. Only volume of the liquid displaced by the stick due to submerge, that is equal to A into h1 into density of the liquid displaced into z, that is the weight of the liquid displaced, that is equal to m1 plus m2 into z. G cancel చేసేయండి. Therefore h1 is equal to m1 plus m2 by area of cross section into density of the liquid. It is h1. Okay, now you substitute this value here. Therefore as YB greater than YCM, that implies YB means h1 by 2, no, h1 by 2 greater than YCM. Now we substitute h1, 1 by 2 into h1 means m1 plus m2 by A into rho L greater than YCM. YCM means, of course we can take condition for equilibrium greater than or equal to, for equilibrium greater YB greater than or equal to YCM ఉండొచ్చు. అంటే ఈక్విలిబ్రియం లో ఉండాలంటే గ్రేటర్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈక్వల్ అనుకోండి YCM సిస్టమ్ యొక్క సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ తర్వాత సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ బయాన్సీ కోయిన్సైడ్ అవుతాయి. గ్రేటర్ అయినా కూడా ఈక్విలిబ్రియం లో ఉండడానికి కండిషన్ అది. ఓకే, మినిమం అడిగాడు కాబట్టి మినిమం చూద్దాం. ముందర కండిషన్ రాయండి. ఓకే, నౌ దట్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్ టు YCM అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో వచ్చిందిగా YCM M1L by 2 into M1 plus M2. Okay, shall I erase this part? Shall I erase this part? Shall I erase this part? Okay. Here half cancel. Okay, okay, now what about the M1 plus M2? YB greater than or equal to YCM. YB is equal to H1 by 2 greater than or equal to YCM. What about H1? How I have substituted this one? Yeah, H1 is this one, no? Okay, okay. Okay, you keep H1 like this one because we have to find the here problem is what is the find the minimum value of the mass M. Okay, they ask minimum mass. Okay, okay, right, this is correct only. Here H1 by 2, 1 by 2 into H1 means M1 plus M2 by A into rho L. Okay, greater than or equal to YCM means M1 L by 2 into M1 plus M2. Okay, here 2 to cancel. Therefore, from this we need M1. So M1 plus M2 whole square greater than or equal to M1A L into density of the liquid. Greater than or equal to mass of the stick. Mass of the stick, and how we can write density? Density of the body is given as rho. No, density of the stick or density of the body is equal to rho is given. That is equal to mass by volume. Volume of the stick means area of cross section to length. From this mass M1 is equal to we can write rho into AL now. Mass by volume of the stick gives density. So mass is equal to AL into rho we can write. Radius of the cylinder is okay. Radius of the cylinder is also given. Radius of the cylinder is given. Okay, substitute here. Now M1 means rho A into L into A into L rho L. Rho L is given as sigma, no? Sigma. So therefore, greater than or equal to density of the stick into area of cross section square means pi r square whole square. Okay, into L square into sigma. This is M1 plus M2 whole square, or M1 plus M2 greater than or equal to root of this one, rho into pi r square whole square L square sigma, or greater than or equal to we can write pi r square L into root rho into sigma, rho into sigma. It is M1 plus M2 value. We need M2, no? Mass of the particle attached means M2. M2 greater than or equal to pi r square L into root rho sigma minus M1. M1 is not given. So greater than or equal to pi r square L into root rho into sigma minus mass of the stick. Area of cross section means pi r square into length gives volume into density gives rho. Greater than or equal to, in both the terms we can take pi r square L common. So you take pi r square L common. Then in brackets you write rho sigma minus rho. It is M2. I think this is only answer. You see what is the answer? Yeah, pi r square L rho is also taken common. Okay, here rho is also taken common. Okay, right, rho also common. That implies. Okay, shall I write this part? Yeah, we have take common. Shall I erase this part? Shall I erase this part? Okay. This is important problem. So therefore, mass of particle attached or mass of body mass of metal piece or body M2 greater than or equal to pi r square L rho also you take common, then root rho sigma by rho minus 1. Root rho sigma by rho minus 1. Okay. Therefore, M2 greater than or equal to pi r square L rho into, you write this rho inside the root, then rho square, it becomes rho square. So root rho sigma by rho square minus 1. Okay. So M2 greater than or equal to pi r square L rho into root sigma by rho minus 1. I think this is the answer. Pi r square L rho into root sigma by, root sigma by rho. That rho is totally inside root. Okay, therefore, mass M2, minimum mass they asked. Minimum mass of the metal piece they asked. So M2 minimum. For minimum, we have take equal. For more means greater than we can take. So minimum mass means equal to pi r square L rho into root of sigma by rho minus 1. I think this is the answer. You see in options. What is the answer you got? Okay, of course, here answer is given wrong. I think this is only answer. The final answer, this row is not given inside the root, but definitely you'll get inside the root only. Okay. So this is the answer. Just only one condition I have written. Center of buoyancy is at a distance greater than center of mass of the system for stable equilibrium when floating in a liquid. That is the fundamental. Based on that only, we just remaining part is only mathematical calculation. Okay. Right. Next, example 4.5. Okay. You see the next problem 4.5. Shall I raise this one? Okay, next 4.5 you see. Example 4.5, that is also important one. A uniform solid cylinder of density 0.8 gram per centimeter cube floats in equilibrium in a combination of two non-mixing liquids A and B with its axis vertical. The densities of the liquids A and B are given, and the height of the liquid A is 1.2 centimeter. The length of the part of the cylinder within the liquid is 0.8 centimeter. That is also given. Okay, now we had find the total. Okay, you see, you read the problem again. I will draw the diagram. Uniform solid cylinder of density 0.8 something in equilibrium in combination of two non-mixing liquids A and B with its axis vertical. The densities of A and B are given. The height of the liquid A is HA is given. Okay, I will explain 7 also. And 1.2 gram per cc respectively. The height of the liquid A is 1.2 centimeter. The length of the part of the cylinder with the liquid B is HB is equal to 0.8. Okay. HB is equal to 0.8. HA, height of the upper liquid. Height of the upper liquid HA is equal to 1.2 centimeters given. Okay. Next, density of the upper liquid. This is the liquid A, this is liquid B. Density of the upper liquid rho A, density of the lower liquid rho B. So rho A is equal to, rho A is given as 0.7 gram per cc. Rho B is equal to 1.2 gram per cc. That is given. Remaining is, it is air. Remaining is air. Length of the part of the cylinder with liquid B is given. Length of the part of the cylinder in air, that is H. Here this HB is the length of the part of the cylinder. Okay, this the length of the part of the cylinder with within liquid B is, it is not total length of the liquid B. Length of the part of the cylinder inside the liquid is given. Okay, that is important. Length of the part of the cylinder inside the liquid is equal to 0.8. Length of length of the liquid column of A is 1.2. Length of the cylinder inside A in the air, that is H given. Okay, now this is the problem given. Now we have to check one by one. Okay, you see. Find the total force exerted by liquid A on the cylinder. Tell me. First one, force exerted by liquid A on cylinder. FA is equal to how much? Tell me. What is the force exerted by liquid A on the cylinder? just before also I said, I think 0, because in this liquid A, only this part of the cylinder, this part, this face and this face, this part only submerged in the liquid. Top and bottom are not inside the liquid A. So at this point, due to this liquid A, whatever the pressure acts, due to that pressure, force acts in this direction. At the symmetrical point on the exactly opposite side, the same force acts in this direction because it is also at the same depth. These two forces cancel. Similarly, at each and every point inside the liquid A on the cylinder, net force becomes 0 along horizontal direction. But due to liquid A, there is no upward force acts directly on the cylinder because this lower end of the cylinder, upper end of the cylinder are not inside the liquid A. That's why here, okay, now all of you see. Okay, here in example 4.5, there are two immiscible liquids are there, A and B. The density of A is less than density of B from the data. That's why A floats over the surface of B. When a cylinder is kept inside, when cylinder is kept over the surface of the liquid, it is under equilibrium at this position. Whenever the cylinder is under equilibrium, the length of the cylinder inside the liquid B is 0.8 centimeter, and this part of the cylinder is inside the liquid A, which is equal to 1.2 centimeter, and the remaining length of the cylinder above inside air, in the air or above the surface of the liquid A is H. Okay, now what is the H value they asked under equilibrium? H is equal to question mark. That we have to find, and at the same time, here what is the force exerted by liquid A on the cylinder they asked. Here on the cylinder inside the liquid A along horizontal direction at the symmetrical points exactly at the opposite surfaces of the cylinder inside the liquid A, the net force becomes 0 due to pressure. Okay, that's why along horizontal direction net force becomes 0. That is only the net force acts on, that is only the force acts on the cylinder inside the liquid, submerged in the liquid rho A, because there is no upper end or lower end inside the liquid A. That is not inside the liquid A. That's why no force exerted by the liquid A directly on the bottom of the cylinder or top of the cylinder. That's why on the cylinder inside the liquid A, the force due to liquid A is only acting along horizontal direction, and even then they are cancel each other. That's why net force exerted by liquid, net force exerted by liquid A on cylinder along horizontal direction, FA is equal to 0. No vertical force acts directly. No vertical force acts on cylinder by liquid A directly. Okay, this liquid exerts the pressure on this liquid. Due to that, in turn, the liquid B exerts the force on the cylinder upwards, but not directly due to this liquid A on the bottom or top. Okay, so force is 0. That is correct. Next, B. What is the question B? Find H, the length of the part of the cylinder in air. ఇది ఎయిర్ లో ఎంత లెంత్ ఉందో ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయమన్నాడు. అండర్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం బైండ్ ఫోర్స్ యాక్ట్స్ ఆన్ ది సిలిండర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు వెయిట్ ఆఫ్ ది సిలిండర్. అంతేనా? వెయిట్ ఆఫ్ ది సిలిండర్ అంటే మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది సిలిండర్ ఇంటూ జీ. మరి బైండ్ ఫోర్స్ యాక్ట్స్ ఆన్ ది సిలిండర్ అంటే హియర్ యు సీ బైండ్ ఫోర్స్ ఎగ్జర్టెడ్ బై దిస్ లిక్విడ్ ఏ ప్లస్ లిక్విడ్ బి ఎంత? ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది సిలిండర్ ఏ. This area of cross section of the cylinder is A. Area of cross section into length of the cylinder inside the liquid B is equal to HB. That gives volume of the liquid B displaced. Volume of the liquid B displaced by the cylinder into density of the liquid B. That gives mass of the liquid B displaced into G, weight of the liquid displaced. That is equal to bind force due to this liquid plus bind force due to this liquid is equal to area of cross section of the cylinder into the length of the cylinder inside the liquid A is equal to HA. That is equal to volume of the liquid displaced by the volume of the liquid A displaced by the cylinder A into HA into density of the liquid A gives mass of the liquid A displaced by the cylinder into Z. That is the buoyant force exerted by the liquid A on the cylinder indirectly, not directly. Okay. Because of this liquid at the bottom of the, because of this liquid column A, it exerts the pressure on the B. Due to that, some force acts at the bottom of the cylinder upwards. That force exerted by this liquid at the bottom upwards indirectly is equal to weight of the liquid displaced by the cylinder in A. Okay, so this is the total buoyant force that is equal to weight of the cylinder. Weight of the cylinder means area of cross section of the cylinder into total length of the cylinder, small h plus HA plus HB into Z. Okay, here A can be cancelled except H, everyone is known. So when you substitute the data and when you simplify them, H is equal to, you will get 0.25 centimeter. So this is the length of the cylinder in air, or length of the cylinder above the surface of the first liquid. That is the answer. Okay, next C. What is the mass of the cylinder, they asked. C, mass of the cylinder they asked. Mass of cylinder, M is equal to area of cross section of the cylinder into total length of the cylinder gives volume into density of the cylinder gives mass. So mass of the cylinder is equal to area of cross section, means I think area of cross section is given. What is the problem? No, not mass of the cylinder. They asked the cylinder is depressed in such a way that its top surface is just below the upper surface of liquid air, not mass. They did not ask the mass. Okay. Here, this is submerged in the liquid. This is pushed downward so that this total length of the cylinder is inside the just submerged in the liquid. The cylinder is depressed in such a way that its top surface is just below the upper surface of liquid A and is then released. Find the acceleration of the cylinder immediately just after it is released. Okay. Now in C, this is liquid A, B, and it is liquid B. Liquid A, it is A, it is B. The cylinder is just submerged. The cylinder is just submerged. Okay, this is the cylinder. Cylinder is just submerged so that the cylinder is pushed downward so that it is just submerged. And when you release them, then what is the acceleration, they ask? Actually, initially, HA length is submerged in the liquid. Sorry, HB. Initially, HB length is submerged in the liquid. Even the cylinder is pushed downwards. Is there any change in the length of the cylinder inside the liquid A? The cylinder is pushed downwards so that the upper end of the cylinder is come to the surface of the liquid A. So upper end of the cylinder is on line with the surface of the liquid A. Okay, that's why there is no change in the volume of the liquid A displaced by the cylinder. Still it is same. That's why due to A, there is no net force acts on the cylinder, okay, in any direction. But inside the liquid B, whenever it is depressed, whenever it is floating, only HB length of the cylinder is submerged in the liquid B. But whenever it is pushed down so that it is just submerged, then this part of the length of the cylinder also inside the B, no? So definitely this length of the cylinder must be equal to H. Indaka H length pike float avutundi equilibrium lo unnappudu, it is pushed so that the upper end of the cylinder is just submerged in the liquid A. In such case, whatever the length is floating over the surface of the liquid A, that much length of the liquid is depressed in the liquid B. That's why this amount of liquid B is displaced extra. Because of this extra liquid displaced by the cylinder, whatever the force acts on the cylinder, that is the net force. So net force acts on the cylinder upwards is equal to extra weight of the extra liquid displaced. Weight of extra liquid weight of extra liquid B displaced. Okay, therefore, F net is equal to weight of the extra liquid displaced means area of cross section of the cylinder into extra length of the cylinder submerged in the liquid B is equal to X, the height of the cylinder above the liquid surface A, that is equal to H only. Okay, it is the volume of the extra volume of the liquid displaced, extra volume of the liquid B displaced into density of liquid B into Z, that is the extra weight of the liquid B displaced by the cylinder whenever it is pushed down. Yeah, only in liquid B only the length of the cylinder submerges changes, but in liquid A there is no change in the length of the cylinder submerged. Okay. So from this acceleration they asked. So F net means this is the net force acts on the cylinder. Therefore, net force is equal to mass of the cylinder into acceleration of the cylinder, which is equal to capital A H into density of B into Z. Okay, therefore acceleration A is equal to acceleration A. Exactly at the instant whenever it is submerged, just submerged in the liquid, at that time what is the acceleration they asked. So acceleration at that instant A is equal to A H density of liquid B by mass of the cylinder means area of cross section into total length of the cylinder H plus HA plus HB. It is the total length of the cylinder, no? Area of cross section of the cylinder into total length of the cylinder gives volume into density of the cylinder or density of the body. Density of the cylinder, say rho c, gives mass. Okay, here A cancel. Okay, therefore small a is equal to, okay, now we substitute the data. Small a is equal to, what is the density of the cylinder? No, you better to find the mass of the cylinder, because under equilibrium we can find the mass of the cylinder. No, under equilibrium, here you see from this formula only you find the mass of the cylinder, because density of the cylinder is not given. Density of the cylinder is not given, so only mass of the cylinder is given. Mass of the cylinder we had to calculate. Here you see from this relation, M is equal to buoyant force by G. No, what is the buoyant force? This is the buoyant force, area of cross section into G of HB rho B plus HA rho A. Okay, by G. GG cancel. Therefore, mass is equal to area of cross section into HB rho B plus HA rho A. Of course, when you simplify them, I think you will get mass of the cylinder as 1.8 A. If you simplify them, you will get 1.8 into area of cross section, because HB is given, rho B is given, HA rho A are given. HB, HA, rho A, rho B, all are given. Area of cross section of the cylinder is not given. You keep like this only, then you will get like this. Therefore, this is equal to area of cross section into H into rho B Z by M means 1.8 into A. Here A cancel. That is equal to H into rho B Z by 1.8. If you substitute the data and if you simplify them, you will get acceleration A is equal to 5. Acceleration A is equal to 5 by 3. Acceleration A is equal to, మీకు ఇక్కడ G వాల్యూ అట్లాగే ఉంచేసేయండి, మీకు వచ్చే ఆన్సర్ సెంటీమీటర్ పర్ సెకండ్ స్క్వేర్ లో వస్తుంది. దాన్ని SI లో కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకుంటే 5/3 మీటర్ పర్ సెకండ్ స్క్వేర్ వస్తుంది. 5/3. సో ఇఫ్ యూ సింప్లిఫై దెమ్, ఇక్కడ వరకు ఓకే కదా, కనిపిస్తూ ఉంది కదా. సో దీన్ని సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే, డేటా సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసి సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే, యాక్సిలరేషన్ A is equal to, అపోర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ లో యాక్సిలరేషన్ A is equal to, you will get 5/3 meter per second square. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, next, 7th problem you asked now. 7th problem only somebody else asked me. Okay, you see the 7th problem. Shall I write this one? Shall I write this one? Seventh one. Okay. All of you see the seventh problem. All of you see seventh problem. Okay, all of you see the seventh problem. An ice cube of side 1 centimeter is floating at the interface of a kerosene and water in a beaker of base area 10 centimeter square. The level of kerosene is just covering the top surface of the ice cube. Find the depth of the submergence in the kerosene and that in water. Find the depth of the submergence in the kerosene and that of the water. Find the change in the total level of the liquid when the whole ice melts into water. Okay, this is important problem. All of you see the problem. Now all of you look at the board. Okay, here water of density, water of specific gravity K is specific gravity of the water S is given, that is 0.9. That is numerically equal to density of the ice in gram per cc. Similarly, specific gravity of the kerosene, specific gravity of the water is equal to specific gravity of the ice is given. Specific gravity of the ice is equal to 0.9. Specific gravity of the kerosene Kk is equal to 0.8 is given. Then density, then these are numerically equal to densities in gram per cc. So densities are given indirectly. Density of the water already we know 1 gram per cc. Okay. Now these are given. Find the depth of submergence in the kerosene. Okay. Here, whenever the ice block is kept over the surface of the these two liquids here, the ice block just submerges in the composite liquid, in this liquid. Okay. Suppose the height of the cube inside the kerosene is say H1, inside the water is say H2. Then H1 plus H2 is equal to 1 centimeter. No, H1 plus H2 is equal to 1 centimeter because it is the ice cube, ice in the form of a cube. That side of the cube is given as 1 centimeter. That's why this length plus this length is equal to 1 centimeter. Height of the ice block inside the kerosene and inside the water, that is equal to H1 and H2. So H1 plus H2 is equal to 1 centimeter. That condition 1 is given. And as it is floating under equilibrium, bind force acts on the ice block is equal to weight of the ice block, weight mg. What is the bind force? Suppose the side is say small a, side of the cube is say small a, then area of cross section, here you see bind force due to this kerosene and this water we have to find. Bind force acts on the cube due to this kerosene is equal to area of cross section a square, into the length of this cube inside the kerosene is h1, gives volume of the kerosene displaced, into density of the kerosene rho k, gives mass of the kerosene displaced, into g, weight of the kerosene displaced, plus weight of the water displaced by the cube, that is equal to area of cross section to height of the ice cube inside the water, that gives volume of the water displaced by the cube, or it is equal to volume of the cube inside the water, that is equal to volume of the liquid water displaced, into density of the water, into z. Okay, that is equal to mass of this ice block. Mass of the ice block means area of cross section of the ice block. Okay, volume into density. Volume means a cube into density of the ice, rho ice, use mass into c. So in all terms we can cancel g, and a square cube cancel. Okay, from this we have to find, we will get the relation between h1 and h2. h1 into rho k means 0.8 plus h2 into rho w means 1 is equal to area side of the cube is 1 centimeter into density of the ice is 0.9. So therefore 0.8 h1 plus h2 is equal to 0.9. This is equation 2. You solve 1 and 2. You solve 1 and 2. Then you will get, when you solve 1 and 2, you will get h1 is equal to from 1 and 2, you will get h1 is equal to 0.5 centimeter. h2 is also equal to 0.5 centimeter. h1 is equal to 0. I think answers are given like that. You solve them. You see here from 1 and 2. You see from this h2 is equal to, we can write 1 minus h1 no. So 1 into 0.h1 plus h2 means we can write 1 minus h1 is equal to 0.9, or 0.8 h1 plus 1 minus h1 is equal to 0.9, or h1 minus 0.h1 is equal to 0.1. 1 minus 0.9 means 0.1, or 0.7 h1 is equal to 0.1. I think h1 is equal to 1 by 7. I think 1 by 7 centimeter. What is the answer you got? 0.8. What is the answer you got? What is the answer you got? I think I am getting this 1.7, 1 by 7. Okay, h2 you calculate. h2 is equal to 1 minus h1, that is equal to 8 by 7. No, 6 by 7, no, 6 by 7. So h2 is equal to 6 by 7 centimeter. h1 is equal to 1 by 7 centimeter. I think this is correct. 5 centimeters, sorry, 0.5 centimeters given, that is not correct. It is 0. Not, where is 0.7? Where is it correct or not? This equation, is this equation is correct or not? Pranit Reddy, is this equation is correct or not? Sorry, it is 0.2. Okay, 0.2. So 1 by 2 means 5 here. Okay, good. h1 minus 0.h1 means 0.2, no? 0.2 h1 is equal to 0.1. So h1 is equal to 0.5 centimeter. So whenever h1 is 0.5 centimeter, definitely h2 is also 0.5 centimeter. That is correct. Okay. So this is correct. So A question is correct. Question number A, that is correct. Next, what is B? Find the change in the total level of the liquid when the whole ice melts. When the whole ice melts into water. When the whole ice melts in the water, suppose if total ice melts in the water, then you see, area of cross section of the vessel is given. Area of cross section of the vessel. So B. Area of cross section, it's very important problem. Cross section of vessel is given in the problem only, that is capital A, which is equal to area of cross section of the vessel means what is the value given? 10 centimeter square. Area of cross section of the vessel is equal to 10 centimeter square. Find the change in total level of the liquid when the whole ice melts into water. Okay, you see, whenever ice is converted into water, what is the volume of the ice block? Volume of ice is equal to A cube, because side of the ice block is given, that's why A cube, that means 1 centimeter cube. When it is converted into water, what is the volume of the water? Volume of ice when converted into water. Volume of ice when converted into water is how much? That is equal to mass of the ice does not change. So what is the mass of ice? Mass of the ice by density of the mass of ice converted into water is equal to mass of the ice only, mass of the ice by density of the water. So mass of the ice block means volume of the ice block into density of the ice. That gives the mass of the ice block. When it is converted into water, mass of the water is also same by density of the water. So this is equal to 1 cube into density of the ice is 0.9 by density of the water is 1. So 0.9 centimeter cube. It is the 0.9 centimeter cube is the volume of the water, volume of the ice when converted into water. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఐస్ గా మారక ముందేమో వాల్యూమ్ 1 సెంటీమీటర్ క్యూబ్ ఉంది. ఈ వాల్యూమ్ ఇది వాటర్ గా మారిపోయిన తర్వాత 0.9 సెంటీమీటర్ క్యూబ్ అయింది. అంటే వాల్యూమ్ తగ్గిపోయింది కాబట్టి వాటర్ లెవెల్ ఫాలో అవుతుంది కదా. వాటర్ లెవెల్ ఎంత ఫాలో అవుతుంది? వాటర్ లెవెల్ ఎంత ఫాలో అవుతుంది? దీనికి ఈక్వలెంట్ వాల్యూమ్ ఎంత? దీనికి ఈక్వలెంట్ వాల్యూమ్ సారీ దీనికి ఈక్వలెంట్ హైట్ ఎంత? ఇక్కడ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ మనకి 10 సెంటీమీటర్ స్క్వేర్ ఇచ్చాడు. హైట్ ఆఫ్ ది వాటర్ ఫాల్స్ హెచ్ అనుకుందాం. అప్పుడు ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ టు హైట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు వాల్యూమ్ ఆఫ్ ది వాటర్ 0.9 సెంటీమీటర్ క్యూబ్. ఏ అంటే ఏరియా ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది వెసల్ మనకి 10 సెంటీమీటర్ స్క్వేర్ ఇచ్చాడు. 10 ఇంటూ హెచ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0.9. సో హెచ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0.09 సెంటీమీటర్. అంటే హైట్ ఆఫ్ ది అంటే ఇది వాటర్ గా కన్వర్ట్ అయినప్పుడు ఈ వాటర్ లో కలిసిపోతుంది. అది ఇది వాటర్ గా కన్వర్ట్ అయినప్పుడు వాటర్ లో కలిసిపోతుంది. ఓకే, మీకు ఇది సొల్యూషన్ చేసి నేను పెడతానమ్మా. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ ఐస్ వాటర్ గా కన్వర్ట్ అయినప్పుడు ఐస్ మొత్తం దీంట్లోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది. కానీ అదే టైంలో ఈ కిరోసిన్ ఉంది కదా, కిరోసిన్ ఈ ప్లేస్ ని అక్వై చేస్తుంది కదా, ఈ ప్లేస్ ని అక్వై చేస్తుంది. అక్వై చేసినప్పుడు మరి దీని యొక్క హైట్ కూడా తగ్గుతుంది కదా, అది క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసి చెప్పాలి. సరే, నేను మీకు సొల్యూషన్ స్టడీ అవర్ లో సొల్యూషన్ పెడతానన్నా, ఇది చూసుకోండి ఒకసారి. ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఆన్సర్ గివెన్? Here answer is not there, no? What is the answer given? Not given. Find the change in the total level of the liquid when the whole ice melts into water. Suppose if kerosene is not there, there is no rise or fall of the liquid level. There is no rise or fall of the liquid level. Okay. I think this is only the answer. Fall of level of the liquid. That is only answer. Because the change in volume is this only, no? Change in volume is equal to 0.9 centimeter cube. So sorry. Change in volume is equal to, what is the change in volume? It is the volume of the ice. Change in volume is what? Not this one. What is the change in volume? Change in volume we have to note. Change in volume. Delta V is equal to, initially volume of ice is Vi, volume of water Vw, volume of ice is 1 centimeter cube minus volume of the water is 0.9 centimeter cube. Okay, therefore 0.1 centimeter cube. This is only the change in volume. This is only the change in volume. Remaining all are constant. So because of this is the decrease in volume. Because volume of the ice is more, volume of the ice converted into water is less. That's why this is the volume decrease. Therefore, volume decreased by 0.1 centimeter cube. 0.1 centimeter cube. Due to that, the water level falls, and similarly, the kerosene level also falls by what distance? Here, area of cross section of the vessel is A into height up to which it falls, delta H. That is equal to volume decreased by 0.1 centimeter cube. So delta H is equal to 0.1 by 10. This CSS nondi, this CSS nondi, which answer centimeters lo ఉంటుంది. So delta H is equal to 0.01 centimeter falls. So height of the liquid falls is equal to 0.01 centimeter. That is the answer. Here, height of fall of the liquid level is equal to 0.01 centimeter. That is the total change in volume. Total change in volume. Even this ice is converted into water and mixed with the water here. The total change in volume is 0.01 centimeter only. Total decrease in volume. So that amount of decrease in whatever the decrease in volume, that amount of liquid surface falls. Suppose here liquid level is initial here. As this is the decrease in volume, then the kerosene level falls by this amount. That is equal to H. Okay. So that is equal to delta H. So delta H is equal to fall of liquid column, which is equal to 0.01 centimeter. Okay. Sarantesh. Water level raises and the total liquid level falls because of this ice melts here, water level raises a little bit. At the same time, whenever this ice melts, here ice is not there, totally kerosene occupies. Due to that, the kerosene comes down and water level raises, so that there is a net fall of liquid level because there is a net decrease in the volume. There is a net decrease in the volume of the ice block. That's why there is a net fall of liquid level by this amount. Okay. Right. Okay, Nana, with this, I will conclude the class. So if any new problems are there in study hour, you ask me the problems, if any, in this. Okay. So today I have to complete the assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and our material problems you have to revise. If any different problems are there, you have to revise them. That is only your responsibility today. Okay. Whenever I think at 2:30 only our study hour will be started. If any change is there, definitely you will be mentioned. You will be given the information. Okay, I think 2:30 only. So at 2:30 when you come to the study hour, you revise exercise 1 to assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 1, 2, 3, just you have to revise the problems which related to buoyancy and Archimedes principle. That means buoyant force concept problems. No need of pressure related. Okay. Right. Have a nice day. I'm signing out. Bye, all of you.